Welcome back to Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. I'm Dave Palumbo. Today is Monday, October 2nd, 2017, and let's find out what's going on in the world of bodybuilding and fitness. The great Eric Thomas once said, if you do 80% of what you say, you'll be good, 90% you'll be great, but you can only be phenomenal if you can deliver 100% of the time. And it can't get much more phenomenal in the fitness division right now than four-time Olympia champ Oksana. Late last week, Grishina released her first official post-Olympia training footage, where we see one of the best to ever do it, looking like her normal, spectacular self. For the last 4 seasons, Grishina has been an absolute force of nature, and might arguably be the most dominant divisional champ we have in the game right now. But alas, we have to say goodbye to the most entertaining competitor of all time. Oksana, we'll miss you. It's a rare occasion in bodybuilding when an athlete comes in with high expectation and actually lives up to the hype. But then again, George Peterson isn't any regular or old athlete now, is he? 2 weeks removed from putting together a truly awesome third-place finish back on the classic Olympia stage, the rookie superstar is already back in the lab cooking up something special. From the minute he busted on the scene with his overall win at the 2016 NPC Nationals, Peterson has shown us time and again that he's already one of the most unstoppable athletes in the division. But now that he'll have a chance to let his body heal up and get back to training 100%, there's a very real chance that he'll come out next year and pitch a perfect game on his way to carving out his own spot in bodybuilding history. Sometimes a little bit of off time can do the body and mind a world of good. And apparently, there are other times where it can jumpstart your training and send you screaming through the gym every day like it did for perennial bikini threat Stephanie Mewho. Over the weekend, some new videos surfaced of the two-time Olympian crushing another early morning leg session as she begins to make her way through the latest phase of her off-season program. My sources have told me that Mewho has used these last few months to refocus her efforts and get back into that killer championship groove we saw her hit at the peak of her powers in 2015. So as long as she keeps the mojo flowing, we can expect to see a red-hot Stephanie Mewho come out swinging sometime during the early part of next season. I've been told that a champion's work is never done, so I guess it's a good thing then that figure standout Andrea Calhoun doesn't mind putting in a little bit of overtime. Late Friday night, Calhoun was spotted blasting through her latest shoulder workout as she gears up for a strong push down the home stretch of the contest season. Despite probably not finishing as high as she would have liked back at the Olympia, Calhoun did still manage to bring in some pretty noticeable improvements from the back, which gave her overall look a much more well-rounded appearance than we've seen in years past. So when she's in shape, Calhoun has enough talent to be a legitimate game changer at just about any show she decides to enter. So as long as she can tighten up the conditioning, it wouldn't come as a major shock if she found a way to snatch up a couple of late season wins before the year's end. One of the scariest truths in sports is that it isn't talent or genetics that's the game's greatest equalizer, it's injuries. And unfortunately, it looks like the latest victim to get bit by the injury bug is Canadian big man Paolo Almeida. Last week, Almeida underwent surgery to fix a torn biceps he suffered during training, which in all likelihood might end up putting the brakes on his entire 2018 season. During the 3 times we saw him compete this season, Almeida came out and displayed some really significant improvements all the way across the board, especially with the stellar effort he put together at the Toronto Pro. As a great man once said, the best way to handle the rocks in your path is to use them as stepping stones. And there's no doubt in my mind that Almeida will use this opportunity to come back smarter, stronger, and better than ever the next time we see him on stage. And that does it for yet another edition of Muscle in the Morning, brought to you by IronMag Labs. Make your mark. Check out ironmaglabs.com today. I'm your host, Dave Palumbo, reminding you to always be true to your passions. And make sure to follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram.